So this is Module 3 of Word, the end of module, and it tells us that we are to open up the first name -1 and save it as a 2. So obviously you're going to have your first and last name on it, which I do, and I'm saving it as a 2. So let's see what it tells us to do. Okay, project steps. As a development specialist at Northern Oregon University Foundation, you're creating an information sheet to mail to prospective donors. On page 1, rotate the picture of the foundation logo to orient the text horizontally. So you can see that this obviously is going up and down. So all you really should have to do is click on that and rotate it one time to the right. So let's go to rotate, and we're going to rotate right 90 degrees. Now I have not actually finalized it, but you can see how this works. Once you click on it, you're good to go. So that was the first part. Then we're going to change the position of the picture to top left with square wrapping. Now that's not in here. You want to go to position, and we want top left with square wrapping. That takes care of that. We want to replace the text insert bullet with the in the address line with a round symbol. So I'm going to show you a little trick if you have trouble finding it. So you're going to go into insert symbol, and you want more symbols. Now when you click on insert symbol, it might already be there. Because I've used it, it's already there. But I'm going to click on more symbols. Now the issue is it tells you 193, but the problem is we're looking at normal text. So what we need to do is find symbol. Let's see, if I hit S, it'll go down to symbol, SY. So we want symbol. Now when I type in 183, that should make a big difference. So here's 183. So if you don't get the right thing, make sure that you change it to symbol up top here. And once you do it, it's going to be in there on your recents. Then just click on insert. And don't click on it more than one time because it's going to insert it, but you have to close it till you actually see it. And you notice down here it says 183 from symbol decimal. So now we have it. And here's the importance of seeing the non-printable characters, so I can see that I only have one space to the left and one space to the right. So that takes care of that. Now we're going to add a dotted bottom border to the address line, which should be this. So this can be a little tricky to do when you're doing a bottom border. So I'm going to show you how I do it, and you can do it whatever way you want, whatever works for you. But I know that when I try to click on custom and do the bottom, and then when I change the color, it doesn't always change the color, and it doesn't always change the style. So what I always do is I click on box and let it up there, and sometimes you have to do it twice to get it to do its kind of little weird thing in Microsoft Word. So we're going to choose the second option here. Now we only want the bottom border, so I'm going to click to get rid of the top. I'm going to click to get rid of the bottom, and click to get rid of the right. Then I'm going to change the color. It wants us to green accent 1. So let's see, this should be green accent 1. Now the key is make sure it changes here. If it doesn't change here, then you need to go back to box, but it looks like it's changed because you can see it's green here. But if it doesn't, click back on box and then change it there again. You just have to get rid of the left, the right, and the top. And then we're going to change to, I believe it's 1.5 points. So here we go, 1.5 points. And so when I click on, actually, I want bottom, not side. So let's get rid of the, so it looks like it's green here, so it looks like we're good. And it is green. So that's all of number 3. Number 4 on page 2, use the format painter to copy, make a gift to the Northern Oregon Foundation. So here is make a gift. I'm just going to click on the format painter, and then I'm going to drag to the University Foundation. So that takes care of that. Then number 5 is apply brightness plus 20, contrast and correction to the picture of the students. So we're going to click on, let me see what we're doing, to the picture of the students, which is right here. So we want to go to format. And so it's either going to be in corrections or color. So just remember, if it's not what you're looking for in one, it's going to be in the other, especially when you get to recolor. So here's our brightness corrections. So what we want is 20 and 20. So we're going to go over here. Here's plus 20, and we're just going to go down till we get to the bottom. Here's 2020. So that looks good there. And now we're going to add the alt text. You can either click here or you can right click and choose edit alt text. So I'm going to type in group of 5 students. Walking on campus, and it appears it wants a question, a period. Do not worry about hitting the enter key. Just click on the X here and that'll take care of it. If you're concerned that it didn't take, just click back on the alt text and you'll see that it's there. So that was number 5. Number 6 is clear the formatting from the paragraph. Thank you for considering. So what we need to do is select the whole paragraph. And here is the clear formatting. That was number 6. Add a linear Venn smart art in a blank paragraph after the in the fiscal. So I put in my notes to make it easy for you to find it. It's under relationship and the last row, first column. It's kind of challenging to find. It just says linear Venn smart object. So you would have to go in and look at them all. But so let's go into here. And we want to go into relationship. And it says the last row, first column. So let's go down here. And that is linear Venn. Click on OK. And it kind of messes everything up, but we're going to resize it in here shortly. Actually, we need to resize. I missed something. Resize the picture width to 5 inches. So I'm going to click on picture format and change the width. And make sure this is locked, and we'll change it to 5. So we've done to clear the formatting. So now we need to type in businesses. And now you would think you could hit the tab key and it will go to the next one. It doesn't. You just have to click in it. Alumni. And remember, don't get tempted to copy and paste from the Word document that you open up because it'll flag it. And foundations. So then the next, I believe, is going to be resized to, we want to resize the smart art to a height of 2.3. So in this particular case, we want to make sure that it's not going to affect both the height and the width. So that's unchecked, and that's good. So we want to change the height to 2.3. And size to 2.3, and something does not seem right. And okay, I'm glad I did this because it should not be go from 1.76 because look what I have selected. I have the foundation selected. I need to cancel out of that and make sure it's the smart art that's selected. So we'll change that to 2.3. had I chosen that one, then the foundations would have gotten to that point and everything else would have been the same. So now we want to change the colors to transparent gradient. So we have this selected of all. So let's go to, it's, just reading my notes. Change the colors to transparent gradient, which should be, give me 1 second to find it. So we need to click on Smart Iron Design. Here's our change colors. And it wants us accent, transparent, gradient 1, accent 1. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and see what this looks like. Transparent, range, accent 1. And then we're going to change the Smart style to the intense effect. And so this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 as intense. That's what I was reading before I jumped ahead in there. So that takes care of this. Please remember that I'm going back and forth between 2 different screens, and so sometimes I lose my place. So on page 3, set a right-aligned tab with dot leader for the gift destinations. So we go to this one over here. And we want to go to paragraph and tabs. And notice that we have no tab stops here. So we're going to click on right. We're going to click on 5.25. And then we're going to click on number 2. And just to be on the safe side, I always choose set. So you can see now we have one in here. Well, as soon as I click on OK, it should change. And notice that it does have the dot leaders already there. So that was number 9. Number 10, insert a row at the end of gift destinations or designations. So I'm hitting the tab key and it wants me to type facilities and 15%. That takes care of number 10. Number 11, flip the donate picture in the gifts change lives as soon as I find it. So you can see that it's going to be a nightmare if you try to flip it to the right or to the left in here. So what you're going to want to do is just flip it horizontally and let's see what happens. So horizontally is, so this is going to be over here. If I flip it vertically, the donate is still going to be upside down. So I'm going to click on rotate and I'm going to flip it horizontally and you can see how that works. That was number 11. Part of it, change the text wrapping to square. So here we just click on square, which should be the first one. And we want to recolor the picture to green accent color 1. Now remember I told you if it's not on corrections, go to color. So recolor should be under color. And here's recolor. And it wants us to change it to green accent 1 color light. So I have in my notes 3rd row, 2nd column. And that's actually dark. So 3rd row, 2nd column. All right, let's try this again. Let's go down to the 3rd row. Okay, that is the 3rd row. All right. So my notes actually are right. I'm just not able to read them well. That takes care of number 11. Change the shape style of President Club to moderate effect. And we want to, that's moderate effect gold, accent 5. So we want to do the shape style. And here are the shape styles. So we're going to use the 5th row. I have it written down as the 5th row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 7th column. So that is moderate effect gold accent 6. Okay. So that saves you having to find it because you see where it is. I always write down where I find it so I don't have to go through everything again. We want to center the shape, shape effect from the shadow gallery. So we want shadow offset. So we want to go to shape effects. We want shadow. And then what we want to do is find the center. So you just go into till you find the center. That's bottom. And here's offset center. That is number 12. Use the format painter to apply the formatting for scholarship shapes to fellowship shapes. So let's click on scholarship. We're going to go home, click on format painter, and make sure that you have the little paintbrush. Click on it, and it did not work. So I'm going to do it again. And there we go. I clicked in the middle. Sometimes you have to click on the edge, and that should take care of it. We want to change the state shape. Let's see if I did this. So that was 13. And that looks like everything is done here. So let me make sure that I didn't miss something. It does look like I missed this one here. So let me go back and find where it says facilities and go back and do it in here. I missed where it says apply the list table 3 accent 5. So I'm going to click anywhere in it. I'm going to go to table design, and I'm going to choose list table 3 accent 5, I believe it is. So that should be in the second row, and I'll show you how to find them in there in the 6th column. 3, 4, 5, 6. So well, that's obviously not correct. So let's go and just select it and not worry about it. And let's try to do the table grid 3 accent 5, just making sure I have the right one. Oh, because I'm in grid, so let me do this one here. So we're good now. And just remember how it's actually changed. This is grid table 1, and then as you move over, you'll see grid table 2. Then this will be 3, and this should be 5, and you'll see that here is 6, and 6 in here. So that should help you when you're looking for the grid table in here. And that should be everything for this. And I'm checking to see what it looks like. And everything looks good as far as I can see. So then I'm obviously going to save it, and that is everything.